Ladies and gentlemen, get ready because what you're about to hear may be the most honest, unvarnished, and unexpected confession in hip-hop history. Forget what you believed to be true about Remy Ma and Papoose, the love story and loyalty, because 50 Cent just took the microphone and completely upended the narrative in a shocking new interview. 50 didn't tease or hint. He just said, "Yeah, me and Remy had a little something back in '06, and yeah, that's why Papoose has been made ever since." However, according to Curtis Jackson himself, Papoose has been furious ever since. Let's go. Back to 2006, the era of mixtapes, G-Unit tank tops, flip phones, and beef so loud they made headlines without hashtags. He and Remy Ma were allegedly meeting in secret, linking up in hotel suites, and recording music that never made it out of the booth when she abruptly ghosted him. He claims Papoose was the reason charts, making a name for herself in the rap industry not only as a lyricist, but also as one of the few women who could go out with anyone. Meanwhile, 50 Cent was in charge every other Tuesday. However, what nobody knew was that behind the billboard plaques and flashing lights, Remy and 50 were allegedly sharing more than just label spaces and studio time. Now, almost 20 years later, 50 Cent is breaking the silence with a smile on his face and receipts in his pocket. In a new video that is going viral, 50 was asked a straightforward question: "Why don't you?" He and Remy had a brief, unspoken, but very real connection between late 2005 and mid-2006, when Remy was working on her debut album and juggling her ambitions as a solo artist and her duties with the Terror Squad. According to several unnamed sources, including a G-Unit assistant and a DJ who claims to have seen things, Remy was frequently seen entering 50's private studio after midnight and leaving hours later, appearing as though she had just recorded The Truth in a Rumor. Let's pause right here. We're not saying this was a full-on romance. We're not saying there were flowers and promises. But what we are saying is that this wasn't just music. This was personal, and it turns out that Papoose knew Remy back in the early 2000s. A well-known Manhattan concierge later told us anonymously that Remy Ma used to check into the W Hotel under a fake name. Mr. Jackson already had the suite, the same floor, the same room, just like clockwork. According to sources close to Pap, he had his eye on her and wanted to lock it in. But he also knew about the elephant in the room, who wore a bulletproof vest and sold 10 million records. That's where the tension allegedly started. Pap has always maintained a classy demeanor. You never really saw him fighting with people or hurling insults. But when it came to 50, there was always a strange silence. He never spoke about him, never praised him, and never even acknowledged him in public, even when 50 is dominating every chart and every conversation. Now we know why. In that same clip, 50 included this as well. People don't like to admit they came in second, especially not to me. The level of audacity is criminal, and the fans went crazy. They pulled old pictures of Remy and 50 backstage. Talkers started analyzing interviews from that time period, particularly the ones where Remy was asked about relationship rumors and would smirk while sipping her drink and say, "I don't kiss and tell, I knock and bounce." H. Because of Remy and Papoose's current situation, or rather, where they aren't, and the fact that their marriage has already been in shambles due to Clarissa Shields rumors, the Deaky scandal, and Papoose's recent cryptic posts, the world has been watching their relationship fall apart in real time. Just when things were starting to calm down, 50 Cent enters the scene and says, "Oh, by the way, I dated her before you all even had matching tattoos." The timing is crazy, the shade is deliberate, and the internet is aware of it. But the most outrageous part is when a former gun producer speaks. I remember listening to it like, are they together? And when asked why it never dropped, Tony said that once Pat became more involved with Remy's business, especially when she got into legal trouble, everything between her and 50 just stopped. She never addressed it, and 50 never spoke on it. Until we'll pick up where we left off, with 50 Cent sitting there grinning like a man who finally capitalized on 18 years of silence, casually dropping a confession that set the entire culture on fire, because once those words hit the air, I was there before him. Within minutes, clips of the interview were all over Twitter and TikTok. Now, with Remy's public image already spinning from recent drama, this confession feels less like gossip and more like a strategic hit. But why would 50 Cent hold on to this story for nearly 20 years and then drop it in the middle of a failing? Marriage? Within an hour, hashtags were Remy 50 Cent, Buyers Before Papoose, and Nov 206 Truth Bomb started trending on Instagram and other places where people watch drama unfold in high definition. The reactions were insane. One fan tweeted, "So you're telling me Papoose wrote all those jail letters while Remy was sneaking into Gannett Studios?" While another said, "This wife 50 never threw shade at Remy. He knew too much." The comments weren't just crazy. They were surgical. Fans were pulling receipts, comparing old appearances, and searching through old interview archives like unpaid FBI interns. Even an old episode of 106 & Park was unearthed, in which 50 and Remy appeared within days of one another. When asked if she was dating anyone, Remy chuckled and replied, "Some things aren't for the cameras. Let's call it that I stay busy." Now that line has a completely different meaning. Let's take a moment to talk about Papoose because when this bombshell came out, everyone's eyes were on him. What did he do? He didn't post anything on Instagram or tweet or say anything cryptic about loyalty or karma, just silence. However, for those who have watched Pap over the years, that silence speaks volumes because he's always been an insider close to Papoose's team, told Gossip Spill Vibe that he's not surprised because he's known her for years. Which is part of the reason why things have been tense behind the scenes because this whole love triangle before the love story theory isn't just messy. It rewrites the entire foundation of Remy and Papoose's relationship. We're talking about a man who literally married her while she was in prison, held her down for 7 years, raised her child, and helped her career when most people had written her off, are wondering if he always feels like the second choice. Moreover, when Remy returned from prison in 2014, one of the first significant collaborations she hinted at was a joint project with Papoose. Fans noticed that she was still occasionally seen around G-Unit producers, but they dismissed it at the time. Now, everyone is paying attention, and things get even messier because late last night, an anonymous SoundCloud account uploaded a 90-second snippet called "The Booth Ain't Safe." It features a female voice that sounds suspiciously like Remy. The male voice interrupts, "I don't have to claim it. I was just there first. You held the crown later. I helped her rehearse," while rapping over a vintage gun-style firearm. Late nights, fast flights, secrets in the booth, one call, no names, but you know the truth. Yep, that's the energy. Now, while no official sources have confirmed the song's authenticity, fans are convinced it's real and that it was recorded during those late-night 2006 sessions everyone's now whispering about. Even DJ Envy couldn't resist on The Breakfast Club. He said, "This could be one of the wildest throwback scandals. Hip-hop is unmatched, and 50 fueled a marriage that was already on fire." Let's take a moment to consider the wider picture, because this isn't just about Remy Ma's past, it's about 50 Cent's masterful timing. The live stream breakdowns, the accusations of cheating, the talkie leaks, the Clarissa Shields drama, and Remy and Papoose's relationship are already deteriorating in public at this point. 50 knows how to smell smoke, and this is classic 50. Sick 50. Cent's plan is to wait until the cracks appear, watch the internet speculate, and then drop a casual bombshell like it's no big deal. Let the chaos do the work, because nobody does revenge with precision like Curtis Jackson, who handled Rick, Ross, Young Buck, or Ja Rule. If the rumors are true, Remy once blocked a G-Unit collaboration with Papoose back in the day. This little confession is more than petty, it's payback. Now, fans are divided. Some believe 50 should have kept it to himself, while others believe he exposed the truth. One blogger put it best when she said, "The collapse of Remy and Pap's empire is beyond repair. It's not the cheating that hurts, it's the fact that we believed in them. We thought they were different, and now the narrative has flipped entirely. Was Remy ever truly all in, or was there always a piece of her that stayed tied to 50, even if only in memory?" This revelation didn't come as a surprise. It came with timing and precision, and fans are now demanding interviews, remixes, and even documentaries. It's unclear what will happen next. Now that the secret is out, the past is no longer in the past because, let's face it, 50 Cent didn't just reveal a fling. He exposed a fault line that had been subtly running under the surface of Remy Ma and Papoose's entire public image. Now that the fault line has completely split open with millions of fans watching, reacting, and picking sides, let's talk about the fallout following 50's shocking interview and the leaked snippet of that purported 2006 song. Previously proud, boisterous, and devoted, Remy Ma's fan following is now sharply divided, with some yelling, "Let her live," on social media. Others, not so much. One post with almost 50,000 likes read, "The way 50 sat on this information for 18 years and dropped it now. That's some Game of Thrones villain timing." And honestly, it's not wrong because this wasn't just petty. This was calculated, surgical, and the silence from Remy Ma's camp says it all. No press release, no. Another viral tweet read, "The way 50 sat on this information for 18 years and dropped it now. That's some Game of Thrones villain timing." No interview, no denial, not even a throwback selfie or emoji caption to divert the fans' attention. Just pure, echoing silence. Then, late Friday night, Papoose released a surprise. Freestyle called First to Know, a 3-minute lyrical confessional over a dark, piano-heavy beat. Lines like, "You were his before me. I'm not mad you had a past, but don't expect a king to bow when truth doesn't match the math, and it's not about who hit first, it's about who stayed real. But how am I the last one to know what the before?" This, Remy Ma was portrayed as the ride-or-die woman who had survived the system and stayed down and came home to a man who never left her side. Now, the focus is on Papoose, the devoted husband, the father figure, the quiet protector who may have been loving. The freestyle didn't mention names, but come on, everyone knew exactly who and what he was talking about within minutes. The video amassed over 1 million views in just 6 hours, and artists like Meek Mill and Tiana Taylor reposted it with remarks like, "Respect and real one." AOP snapped, "But y'all know I ain't lying, this man is thriving on the chaos and people are feeding into it while old industry heads are weighing in." Remy's longtime friend Fat Joe shared a video that said, "We all got history, but airing it out like this, I don't respect that. I stay out of people's homes. That's the code." However, Fat Joe didn't deny the relationship either. Funk flex. Nobody was interested in discussing it, so 50 took the mic first. Now, insiders say Remy's team is rushing behind the scenes after a planned podcast appearance was quietly canceled and a planned performance at a women's empowerment event was postponed due to scheduling conflicts. In PR jargon, they're pulling her out of the spotlight because any mic she touches right now won't be about music. Raises the question of whether the entire industry knew and just went along with it. We're watching a fairy tale built on unsaid regrets and quiet secrets. Did Remy Ma ever love Papoose or 50 legacy? It is about 50 Cent and 2006, and the internet is waiting. People are literally holding Twitter Spaces and YouTube live streams with the title. And here's where it really hits home. This scandal didn't originate with TMZ, a disorganized assistant, or a compromised iCloud. Rather, it came straight from 50 himself, meaning it wasn't an accident, but rather an announcement. This leaves us with a lot of unanswered questions, including whether 50 Cent was attempting to warn Papoose about it. If 50 was their first, as Pap claims, then every anniversary post, onstage shoutout, and viral Black love moment is now being viewed through a different lens, and the fans are consuming every second of it. People who don't even listen to Remy or Papoose's music are now fully invested, because this isn't just gossip anymore. It's a full-blown culture reset that reaches into loyalty perception, ego, and image, and flips the entire script. As it stands, Remy Ma is silent. The internet is on fire, replaying interviews from 2006 as if they were court evidence, and 50 Cent has spoken once with fire while sipping from a throne made of memes and microphone wires. The question that lingers loudest of all is whether this was ever true, or if Pap was just the rebound that stayed. 50 Cent revealed that he was secretly dating Remy Ma in 2006, which is why Papoose hates me. From a man who enjoys chaos, or was 50 finally speaking up after years of silence out of respect or retaliation? And where does this leave Remy Ma, a woman praised for her loyalty, is now embroiled in a scandal that could change everything we thought we knew? Let's discuss it. Did Remy really choose Papoose over 50, or did Pap simply stay when things got serious? Was 50 incorrect to reveal the reasons why things were never right between him and Pap? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on alerts, since you already know this isn't the last tape 50 Cent has if he ever opens his vault falling.